GETTYChristian Kern is facing a populist uprising in Austria. Bad news for the SPO, and the next month's Austrian election appears to be bad news for Brussels, whoever wins, with even the incumbent left-leaning Chancellor Christian Kern warning the bloc needs deep reform. And with rival Austrian People's Party OVP not ruling out a coalition with the anti-migrant, anti-European Union Freedom Party FPO, Mr. Kern appears to be scrambling to pander to right-wing. The Chancellor, head of the Social Democratic Party SPO, admitted huge reform is needed within the EU, after watching populist parties record historic election results in France, Netherlands, and, last week, Germany. Today he even announced plans for a public convention on Austria's role in the EU, where major future questions would be asked of Brussels. At Austria election, Sebastian Kurz is threatening to upset the status quo, and he called for a two-speed EU, saying waiting for the slowest member states was holding Austria back. He also expressed concern at plans to implement a Eurozone budget and said the EU had to move beyond constantly focusing on security and the closure of borders. It could, however, be too little, too late for Mr. Kern. The OVP and the FPO could garner enough support between themselves to seize power and sideline Mr. Kern's Social Democrat Party. Sebastian Kurz, head of the right-leaning OVP, has pointedly refused to rule out working with the FPO to secure a shock victory. The current foreign minister in Austria's Grand Coalition government has completely rebranded his party and seen its popularity soar as a result. Like Mr. Kern, he has adjusted certain policies to appeal to far-right voters, but unlike the Chancellor, he has not done this in half measures. Mr. Kurz has vowed to shake up the government in Austria and clamp down on migrants. His plans include slashing benefits for migrants, including those from the EU. The 31-year-old claims credit for closing the Balkan migrant trail in 2016 in his role as integration and foreign minister. The Austrian election, Christian Kern is scrambling to regain control as polling day approaches. Has previously declared, "We were right to close the Balkan route, and I will fight for the Mediterranean route to be closed too." Professor Peter Filsmeyer, a political scientist with Austria's Krems and Graz universities, said Mr. Kurz's rebranding of the OVP is unprecedented in Austrian politics, but also quite logical. He told Die Welt the SPO and the OVP deciding not to govern together means there is an actual chance of the FPO ending up in a governing coalition. Austria goes to the polls on October 15.